I don't know yet if I'm a fan of the racing as a whole. So I guess I'm gonna have to watch the second season and find out, and I'll be back with that. I'm back. Season 2, awesome. Seriously, like even better than the first, and this is coming from someone who literally binged the first and the second season back to back, week to week. So yes, second season was awesome. But before I get into the notes of my review of the second season, there are some notes to recap of season 2 events, also known as the 2019 Formula One season. Now, let me go to my notes. Ricardo is now with Renault. Haas is going through some issues. Sainz is now with McLaren. Niki Lauda at Mercedes has died. Hamilton somehow still got points while being sick. The rookie Gasly gets replaced by Albon. An F2 racer by the name of Antoine Hubert died, unfortunately. Leclerc is gaining some traction at Ferrari. Hülkenberg lost his seat to Ocon. Russell is at the start of his rise at Williams. And once again, Lewis Hamilton is the champion. Yeah, that was a lot of stuff. For the review of season 2, there's actually two things in terms of differences. So in the first season, there weren't that many liberties as to, what people were allowed to say while they were mic'd up, but that's not true in this second season.
Netflix are a real bunch of cunts, aren't they?
I fucking had enough of both of you.
If he doesn't want to come back, he can fuck off, both of them.
Driver that will say, fuck it, I'm going for it.
He does not fuck smash my door. Tell him that.
See that expression? I'll go fuck yourself. Yeah.
And that's something you wouldn't have even noticed in terms of a difference between season 1 to season 2 unless you had watched them in binge fashion like me, because right now I have no life. But before we go any further, I've got another question from my sponsor. Well, most men actually do believe that their wives are their better half, myself included, but the expression does come from an ancient Middle Eastern legend when a Bedouin man had been sentenced to death, but his wife pleaded with the tribal leader in order to acquit him. Her argument was that because they were married, they were two halves of one whole because of their union, and to punish the guilty half would also be to punish the innocent half because they were two halves of the same unified whole. The tribal leader took her plea into account, and he and the courts had acquitted the husband and essentially told everyone he had been saved by his better half. The second major difference is that in the first season, Mercedes and Ferrari, as a team, they were not a part of the show. A few of the people came in for the interviews, but the Netflix teams did not follow Mercedes or Ferrari at their headquarters or in the pit or anything like that. But season 2, that changed. And in fact, there were only going to be one episode for each of them, but Mercedes got a second episode because the first time they brought them out, they didn't really like how it turned out because it was at the German Grand Prix, and they didn't really do that well that year. Can we, for a second, just talk about how the Mercedes door almost crushed Lewis Hamilton?
Oh, that's it. Yep. That's bad, wasn't it? Oh, champion trapped indoor.
Dangerous
Health
doors.
and safety executive would have a field day with that, wouldn't they?
For shame. I also want to point out that in this season, you got to see more of the full teams come together, not just the driver and the pit chief or team leader or whatever the name. I'm still learning, guys. I apologize. Beyond just driver and the leader and the owners, you finally got to get like a full sense of the full team. I thought that was great how everyone just kind of came together in those rooms. Still, headgear and intercoms just everywhere, and they're just talking real even keel to one another, not cussing anyone out. It shows the level of respect these guys have as a team, and the fact that everyone comes together in the same room to talk about some minor thing that on the track could be the difference between a crash and first place podium is absolutely fantastic. I honestly never thought that I'd be able to see that, and to see it in the second season, still in the beginning, at the cusp of me possibly being an F1 fan, really gave me that insight to the preparation that not just the driver, but literally everyone goes through. And that it was just phenomenal. I'm still not 100% sure if I'm a fan or if I'm just getting caught up in the excitement of watching season 1 and season 2 back to back, and season 3 literally just aired this past Friday on the 19th, and the 2021 season starts on the 28th. I don't know if I'm just getting caught up in all of this happening at basically the same time, or if I am a fan. But either way, I have officially added Formula One into my ESPN app. It is a favorite so that I can get a bunch of those updates, just like all of you guys. And I'm even debating getting the Formula One app package, not the pro one, not right off the bat. I'm not sure if I'm ready for that type of commitment yet. I guess I'm just gonna have to wait these next couple of weeks, because like I just said, season 3 did just come out, and that's the 2020 season. That's last year. That's with all of the pandemic horse shit that we have all had to deal with. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how they were able to cope with all of that, and the point system and the teams, and I think it's going to be really interesting, actually. But that also means by the time I have my season 3 review out, I will have watched at least 2, maybe even 3 weeks worth of racing and the full weekends and getting all the updates as everything happens. And who knows? I might be a fan by that time. Or I might not. We'll find out.